and witnessed firsthand what I'm about to show you in terms of the influence operation that began during that period, went at the George W. Bush 2000 campaign, and then the Bush administration, again, setting the precedents in terms of personnel, policy, and practices that are metastasizing today. Next slide. Another gang of six. You've already been introduced to Abdurrahman Alamoudi. Let me very quickly go through just some photographs of the rest. Next slide. Next, well, this is Alamoudi with then Governor Bush and the campaign. Next slide. This is Khalid Safuri, his right-hand man, and Nihad Awad, who runs one of the most aggressive of the Muslim Brotherhood fronts, CARE, with the president in September 2001. This is Samuel Arian, another convicted terrorist, running at the time of this photograph in March of 2000, the Palestinian Islamic Jihad organization. Next slide. Muzamil Siddiqui, one of the most prominent Muslim brothers, an aggressive Sharia-adherent imam, presenting the president a Quran in the White House shortly after 9/11. Next slide. This chap, Suhail Khan. Suhail Khan worked in the White House for most of 2001. He was the Muslim gatekeeper there, facilitated most of those photographs that you just saw there. He's currently on the board of directors of the American Conservative Union, the organization that is bringing CPAC here. Past practice is any guide, he will appear here. He will maybe do, as he did in Washington in February, lead the Pledge of Allegiance. All arranged and orchestrated, I'm sorry to say, by Grover Norquist, for the purpose of promoting a man that I believe, if you take a look at part 4 of the course, MuslimBrotherhoodInAmerica.com, you will have no illusion but that both by virtue of the fact that his parents started 3 of the top Muslim Brotherhood organizations in the United States, and he has been involved with them from that day to this, working on their agendas, working with their operatives, and promoting, in other words, the cause of what he calls the Ummah, to which he has pledged his life. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a matter of personal pride, if I may, before I get the cane. Next slide. This is almost the end. These guys are coming here. Cleta Mitchell wrote a scathing memorandum attacking me for what you've just seen and exonerating Grover Norquist and Suhail Khan. It was approved by the board of the American Conservative Union. It is fundamentally wrong. It is an embarrassment to that organization. It is a blight on our movement. And I would urge all of you who heard last night the appeal to attend the meeting here to make it conditional, to call on Al Cardenas, who I admire greatly, and I think he's trying to do the right thing in that organization, to clean house before they come to Denver. Last point. Next slide. Why is this so important? Because this man is being targeted now by this same influence operation. I think everyone in this room knows how important it is that he win. I believe his chances of winning are immensely improved if he calls Barack Obama out on what he's doing to enable the subversion, the destruction of this country from within, not least because I believe women in this country, about whom we're hearing a lot lately, especially as there may be a gender gap working against President or Governor Romney for President Obama. Well, helping women in this country, Democratic women, independent women, Republican women, understand what the mortal peril will be to them and to their families if this kind of operation succeeds in bringing Sharia here, which is its explicit purpose, then I think Governor Romney has a far better chance of actually winning this election handsomely, which is what we need. Last thing, last thing. Last slide, please. I want to leave you with this thought. There are many ways in which you can help. I'd be happy to discuss them with you as I sign your book or as you take the course about which this is part 10. But last slide, please. Take this away from this meeting, if nothing else. In 1961, my former boss said the following: freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We don't pass it on to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on to our children to do the same. Or we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was like to live in the United States where men were free. Let's not let that happen. Thank you.